Hello and welcome finally to Disc Review Part 2. I know it's been quite a long time since I made the first video of this, and actually quite a few people liked it. It's got over 700 views by now, which is absolutely awesome. I put a lot of work into that video, so I'm really happy to see that. That being said, these videos take a lot of work, so that's kind of why there's been so much of a break in between episodes. But with everything like that aside, we'll just get straight into Disc Review Episode 2. Today we will be looking at 3 more discs: the Dynamic Discs Warden, the Innova Roc, and the Westside Fortress. So let's begin. First up is the Dynamic Discs Warden. This is a stable putter. I actually do have it here in 2 plastics. However, I'm going to focus on this Fusion Burst Classic. I'll make comments about the Classic plastic as well. So just a little background about my Warden in particular. I found this in the pre-owned bin at my local disc shop, and it accidentally kind of turned into my favorite throwing putter. It was in amazing condition when I bought it, and so it was just a really good find. The Fusion plastic is a bit slippery, which is why I ended up getting more of a rubbery and soft plastic for actual putting, but I still really like it and works really well as a throwing putter. It flies very reliably, very straight, basically has no fade really at all, and it has lots of glide to get it up hills and stuff like that, which makes it, again, a great kind of utility throwing approach putter. It does not have a bead, however, so I don't usually throw it on hills. I feel like the bead sometimes helps it from rolling, and in that case I would usually go for my AK-47 or a similar disc that has a little bit of a bead on it to try to keep it from rolling. Like I said, the plastic is a little bit slippery, so if you want to actually use this for real putting, I would definitely recommend getting the softer, more rubbery plastic. However, of course, if you're good at putting, then it'll go in no matter what. But I have had it slip out a few times, and so I definitely prefer something that kind of grabs the chains a little bit more. As far as the design goes, I actually really quite like it. I usually like illustrations more than, more of this typography, and it has like the shield, I know, but usually I like some sort of cool illustration going on. But I really like the colors, and I really like the burst pattern. I will say I do like my newer Warden a little bit better. I just think that the burst effect is a little bit more dynamic, and the colors are a little bit cooler. Overall, I absolutely love this disc. I think it is an amazing throwing putter. However, I definitely recommend getting it in a softer plastic if you want to use it as a regular putter. But in that case, it's actually my favorite putter that I have. So next up is the Innova Roc. This is one of the most popular discs out there, and that is for a good reason. In fact, I love it so much that I ended up getting a Roc 3, which one day maybe I'll talk about. It is a stable mid-range with quite a lot of fade. The DX plastic that I have this one in is a bit cheap, and it has started to get beat in pretty badly, but I don't mind it too much, and it has turned into a good disc for shot shaping so far for me. The mold itself is very recognizable. A lot of people can just feel a rock and know exactly what it is. It has a very large bead and kind of a very distinct ridge along here that a lot of people have come to love. And a lot of people love this disc as well because it is just so insanely consistent. That is, if you actually know how to throw it. And I say that because this is actually a very punishing disc to throw. I actually think it's great for beginners in that way. Because it goes exactly where you tell it to go, and so it really helps you learn angle control and those sort of fundamentals and just get better at the game and better with your accuracy. But that being said, when you're starting out and your accuracy is not so good, it can be quite frustrating and kind of hard to use just because it's going exactly how you tell it to go, and it's not going to correct for you in any sort of way. Another comment, I don't know if this is really everyone's experience, but for my Roc, usually I throw it really high and it just stalls in midair and kind of slides down, fades to the left. And so I use it quite a lot for shot shaping, kind of like I said at the beginning. Moving on to the design, I really like mine right here. It's got pink with the rainbow decal on it, and I just really like the colors and everything like that. I think the Roc design itself is quite cool. However, I do really like my new Roc 3. I just think that it's an absolutely amazing illustration. You can really see the size of the mythical creature right here, which, if you don't know, a roc is actually a mythical bird. I think it's from Middle Eastern mythologies, and it's supposed to be a hawk or an eagle that is the size of the mountain, which is just absolutely badass in my opinion. So to kind of wrap up my thoughts on the Roc, I think it's a great disc for beginners because it is so punishing. It helps you learn angle control so much. However, if you are a little bit more experienced, then I think you'll definitely like the speed of the Roc 3. But really, either one are just great for reliable shot shaping and being a really consistent throw. And last but certainly not least is the Westside Fortress. I wanted to kind of show off a less known disc here. So I picked probably one of my favorite drivers. This is a stable distance driver, speed 10, and like I said, it's one of my favorites. It's perfect for me, someone that has a little bit lower arm speed. It really is the sweet spot for me. It kind of turns into a max distance driver. This tournament plastic from Westside discs that I have is very premium. I like it quite a lot. It has started to get beat in just a little bit, but still really not that bad, and it's held up really well. It has some really nice flexibility, and it makes it really easy to control even though it is a higher speed disc. So I love this disc because of just how reliable and predictable it is. It is actually just incredible for a distance driver to be this reliable and predictable. It is very straight, it is stable, so it'll oftentimes finish with a nice little fade at the end. But you really can control this really nicely, get really nice S-turn on it, and get some big distance in a straight line. I have my Fortress in a white and purple color design, and actually those colors are perfect. They're really easy to find, which is awesome because how often do you spend so much time looking for darker colored discs and you never actually get to play? But I also just really love Westside's design. This illustration is just really cool. When I traced it myself, it was very tedious, but in the end, I just think that it just ends up looking really cool, and I love their kind of medieval design and style. It's great. And that's pretty much it. Like I said, this has got to be one of the most underrated drivers out there. I think it is probably, I'm going to go out and say it is my favorite distance driver. It is easily my go-to. It's just so consistent, so predictable, so easy to control. And it's easy to get distance even for people like me that have a lower arm speed and sometimes can struggle to get those, 300 plus feet distances. And I also think that it is a great disc for learning how to kind of just throw really controlled and straight. It doesn't really help you with that much, but it's just very satisfying when you get it to throw straight really well. And for all of those reasons, I think that this is a perfect disc for pretty much everyone, but I would say especially intermediate players that are really trying to get better at their game. I think that it's just a great go-to and reliable disc. And so that's pretty much it. That's not the last episode. Oh my gosh, I hope not. The second episode of Disc Review. Let me know if there's any particular discs that you want to see next. Again, these videos do take a little bit more effort, so any support that you can give me is awesome. Like, comment, subscribe. I actually even have a Venmo down in the description. And go check out my other channels as well. I'm making music on another one, and I'm just started a political channel. So if you're interested in either of those things, then you can go find those off of my channel as well. But yeah, if you like the video, hit the thumbs up button and comment if you have any suggestions again, or if you have any additional comments to make about these discs, if you have them and have your own experiences with them. And if you like my content, go ahead and subscribe. That would be really cool. But that is it for the video, and I will see you next time. Thank you.